All right, Jenny, you ready? Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our auction. Let me get the comments here. There's Karen Gartland. We have Leslie. Hey, how are you guys? Happy Saturday. We are so excited because we're kind of doing an experiment. This is Jenny Marples. I'm Eileen.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. We are here because we are doing an experiment. We're trying out an auction because a lot of you have asked, what do you do with the samples when you're done with them? And I keep them because they're amazing works of art. But, I have a lot of samples now. I've been with Sizzix for 15 years, and that's a lot of samples. Yes, I love that too, Leslie. Good morning, Jackie. Hi, Angie. And so anyway, we tried to figure out, well, what should we do about that? Also, the artists, they put money and time into their project. So we thought, you know what, let's do an auction. And the other component to it is, and Jenny, why don't you talk about this part of it? Because this is your idea. I love this.
So obviously we're not going into details here, but there's a team connection to wanting to support the Gilda's Place charity, which has been nominated by someone that's very close to our hearts. And yeah, we kind of, it's yes, absolutely. It's about being able to get something and get something back for something that takes a lot of time and money and effort to create, but it's also about giving to something really special for us. So Eileen tends to, Eileen looks after us all, and to be honest, it's been a team that's had a bumpy few years, putting it mildly. There's been trials and tribulations for a lot of people in the team throughout, going over quite some time really now, hasn't there? So but yeah, and you've always done your best to support everybody, which is kind of the thing we love being part of Eileen's. We kind of feel part of her family.
You are.
And
like it or not.
I mean, how can she keep up with us all? But it's just nice to give back to somebody within the family and just say, we know that you're having a rough time, but we want to support. So yeah, that's kind of what we've done.
That's a really cool part of it. So yes, hi Leslie. Hey Lenine. Hi Laura and Michelle. So yeah, that is kind of what's happening. So what we are planning to do today is show you there are 10 projects that Jenny has decided on to auction off. And then we had the genius idea, because some of you are in the UK and the shipping is high, so she has just magically come up with 6 other ones from her bookshelf. And so we decided we are going to add those to the album after this show, and we will list that. Those items will be in pounds. So you'll know Jenny has them and she will be shipping them. So that was this is very organic. We haven't done it before. It's kind of, we'll see what happens. But hopefully this is going to go really well. And you guys get to have a piece of art from Jenny Marples, which is amazing. As the caretaker of all these projects, I can tell you, she makes things to last. I mean, I've had some of them for like since 2016. That's many years, going carted around in suitcases, many hands on them, and they're holding up like a champ. So it's, I can attest to her quality of assembly and execution. So she is really, really good. So why am I here? Her work as all the team is amazing. That's true. And that's another thing. We may do this with other members of the team if this goes well and we can figure it all out. So far, so good. but we can't do it without you. So thank you for coming, everybody. And, I feel like Jenny's minimums are really reasonable. So, of course, we hope you bid up from that. But if not, you get a good deal. And, we're all working together to, somebody said the other day when we were explaining this, it's win-win-win. We all win. So anyway, thank you. Yes, Lenine, these would be paid through PayPal. So I think what we decided is that I would collect all the money just to make it easier. And then I will transfer to Jenny, when she sells. Well, it's all money's going to Jenny, but we have to split it out and all that stuff for the charity and everything. So anyway, we'll figure it out, but it will be through PayPal, and you would send any payments to me. And those instructions are, I think, in the description. And if not, we will put them in there. So, like I said, it's all a work in progress. So here we go. So what do you want to say, Jenny? Anything before we get going on this, or?
Yeah, no, I think you've pretty much covered it. The description for how you bid, what you do, and when you pay and where you pay is all included. If you go to the album that's on Eileen's Facebook page, if you go to Eileen's Facebook page, which is where some of you are,
right,
and you go to the albums section, you go to photos, to albums, and there is very clear, there's a Jenny Marples auction album, and you go in there and there is a photo of each of the lots, and along with that photo there's then a description of how the bidding works. So basically you start from the minimum, and then you go to the newest comment to see you kind of bid up on each other depending on how many people bid for it. And then the instructions say when the bid closes and when you've got to pay by. And if you don't pay by then it goes to the next person on the list. So we've tried to be as fair as possible. As I said, I've priced them so that just to explain, these things can take a week's worth of work each. This is not something that I bash together in an afternoon.
No.
They're hand bound, so I have to actually create the binding that goes inside. I have to hand stain all of the paper that goes inside and cut everything down. The covers need doing, the whole lot needs doing, and none of them have sort of taken less than a week, I would say, in preparation. With a lot of them I do hand stitching and all sorts of things going on as well. So there's a lot of work gone in, but I'm obviously conscious that times aren't easy. I know particularly in the UK that it's not the easiest of times. So we've tried to be realistic with pricing, but I'm not just going to give them away, because as well as trying to get a little back for them, we're also trying to raise money for the charity as well. So
good. Okay, thank you for explaining. Oh,
I haven't signed them, Leslie. No,
Leslie says
I'm not that famous.
Well, I think you should.
Well, I can't. Yeah, I don't think my arms will stretch that far. But anyway,
you can send a label and we'll put it in there, or to the person. And that's a nice comment from Laura. I did not realize that, so thank you, Laura. Oh, Jenny has one. Oh, I mean, Karen has one. Wow.
Karen has one. So
yeah, she says, yes, you are famous. And Karen knows these things, so okay.
My own lunchtime.
All right. Well, let's get started looking through these. And what I'm going to do is I am going to make Jenny full screen.
Oh, you're showing the.
I'm going to show each journal. I'm just setting up my camera here so people can get seasick. Cool. And then, as they normally do, but trying not to. And then I'm going to go through each one. And I hope, Jenny, that you can talk us through. All right, so let me put this up here. And actually, there's a little thing where we can, I want to make this one the full. Yeah. All right, wait a minute. Let me move that back. Okay. So here is Big Shot. We'll never get out of the way. Here is the first item up for bid. And I'm going to hold it up close and I'm going to go through it and wait, let's see if we can do this picture-in-picture thing. No, wait a minute. That's not what I want. I don't want.
That's cool. I can talk. You show. That's
I'm not sure.
Yeah, no.
Wait a minute.
That's cool. You just show and I can talk. That's not
okay. I just want to make sure they can hear. Can everybody hear this? Because sometimes that happens that we can't. Could you guys hear me just now? Somebody please tell me. You know how I am.
Hearing fine.
Okay, she said hearing fine. Okay, so all right, Jenny, so I'm going to go through this. If you want to tell us like some of the features of it.
I'm trying to remember the size of that notebook. I know the size of the pocket notebook. This is the small one, isn't it?
This is 3 3/4 by. I think this is the notebook one. 3 3/4 by 5. Yeah, and that would be centimeters. 10 by 13. I'm getting better at this.
Well, hey. Okay, so this one. You can see the flowers and the butterfly, and they're all well stuck on the front.
They were.
Laid up.
Solid.
Yeah, absolutely, and on a frame.
And
then on the background it's a tissue collage.
Okay.
And does it feel padded? I seem to remember. I kind of.
Maybe a little.
Bit of a squishy background to it. I seem to remember I had to layer the tissue over something to make it
maybe
remain stable.
It isn't going anywhere, but it could.
No, absolutely not. But what I do with all of mine is I make the spine flexible, so it's not just the regular spine, as in just the scored lines. I actually chop the spine out. And then the cover and the front and back cover are reattached to the spine with a flexible binding so that there's a groove down each side so they will open flat.
Yep, you can.
And then the pages inside are they're all tea stained by my own fair hand and cooker. And
that is a lot.
I put together, I chop them all down into signatures and
you can see.
And then stitch signatures together. There's usually like 3 in a signature. And then use Coptic stitching to stitch all of those together. And then once I've done that, I've then got to bind along the spine as a bookbinder would, and then actually the text block itself is not actually attached to the spine, which is what makes it flexible. So there's a tiny gap in there that means that it will open flat and work as a proper book. So you can write on it. That's a book like you would buy from the shops. That's exactly the same.
And they're all like, I have to ask you, do you iron your pages? Because when I look at them here, they're look a little wrinkly, but which I like. I love that. But I know some people do iron them, and these look pretty flat up here.
I tend not to, but to be honest, when I've made a text block, I tend to put it. My clever husband created me a book press. Thing, so that I'll put it in the book press just to stabilize everything. before I then add the glue and the fabric to the spine.
Neat.
Just to make it work. So yeah, but it's there. The reason that I've picked the ones that I've picked is that they are usable. This is intended to be something not just that sits and gathers dust, but something that you can write in, you can journal on, you can draw in, you can, you know, do whatever you want to in it. It's usable. It's not something that's supposed to sit there and collect dust.
Right.
So yeah,
you could easily write in here. Or, you know, add in your art, you know, even if you just taped it in or glued it in, or, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah,
and
yeah.
Room. There is a little room. You can see it's not so fat, you know, but it has many pages. I don't know. I was thinking I should have counted them, but I didn't. I could have counted. You said 3 in the in each signature. I could have kind of figured that out. But anyway, enough to say it's a lot, a lot of pages, and just beautiful. Okay, so this is number 1. So if anybody likes this, you can go over to the if you're watching on Facebook in Eileen Hull Designs, you go to the photo section, there's an album and it says Jenny Marples auction, and you'll see item number 1. That's this. Okay, there's a picture of it, and then you'll know that's the one. And if you like it and you want to buy it, go for it. Somebody else might come along behind you. You have a week. So we'll see. All right, so that's number 1.
So you don't need to rush over there now. These will be there, won't they, for a week for people to take chance to have a look. And
number 2. We numbered them first. So look at this. I love this charm. It is just so fun.
I'm going to say this is one of my favorites. I just love the colors.
Yes,
I really love the colors on this one. And do you know, there's some that I'm very reluctant to let go of, and this was one of them.
Believe it. Yeah.
So that's on the dangly on the side. That's a Murano glass bead.
Oh,
that's
wow.
a Murano glass bead on the side. And I used the twist and style tool to make the knotted or the twisted
the
on the side.
Yep.
So that's there.
Love it. This is cool.
So that's that one. And then the front. Now that journaling on the front, the whole design is that's a Rebecca Meyer design.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Her stencils. So I used the Rebecca Meyer stencil. And I teamed it with a paper artsy stamp with the leaves on, and then that's your wording, and some twisted wire on there.
Wire, why not?
It's all securely in place. I seem to remember I used staples just to make sure, and then had to hammer them down in the back just to make sure they didn't poke through and hurt anyone.
Which is covered anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So then the inside, I've used scrapbook paper on the inside to do the inside pages, the first inside page, and then it's tea stained. So there's not just plain paper. There's grid paper. There's scrapbook paper. It's a whole mix of. Again, it's usable. I don't think there's anything that's too much in your face, in sense of you're going to be able to use it. But you can put photos in there. You can write, even on some of the written ones. You can write.
Yeah. Put a photo or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do love these colors. I see why you are particular.
Yeah. I think it's an old K&Co collection.
Oh yeah.
Remember? So I got way back when I bought a whole heap of K&Co papers. Some of the thinner ones actually are really useful for using for bookbinding. So that's kind of what was in there.
I was going to say they're not cardstock. They're like a heavy text.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, when you tea stain thing, they do tend to tend to bulk up. Yeah, it's the liquid that goes into them and whatever it makes the texture strong. So the whole thing becomes much stronger.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a whole mix of pages in there.
Yep. It's beautiful.
So yeah. So again,
also, a good number
hand bound, say exactly the same thing, hand bound, but this time you've got the dangly charm that you can use to hold your page if you're journaling in there, which is kind of what it's intended for.
Yeah.
And the cover was done with a gel press, a gel plate. Sorry, so I did the whole blending of the paint on a gel plate to create that cover.
Ooh, it feels kind of
that's
cool.
That's painty. That's me doing that. That's not paper.
Yeah. Karen's asking, is this a pocket notebook? It probably is. It looks like
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one of my favorites of all time, that one. It's just a lovely story.
I know. That is a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go on to number 3, which is our little tiny bookcase and book inside. So, this is so cute.
I love that.
Is that foil?
No, that's embossed.
Embossing paper.
Embossed. Yeah.
So pretty.
I seem to remember there's some lace on there as well, isn't there?
Yes, lace underneath right here.
Yeah. So that was red. Actually, so I'll let you into a secret. So the lace that's under that key.
Yeah.
When I got married, I designed my own wedding dress, and I sewed pearls onto lace, and the lace was stitched onto my wedding dress, and that's a piece that was left over. So there's a tiny piece of wedding dress lace on there.
Oh, you're getting a piece of Jenny's wedding if you get this. Man, you can't get more than that. All right, let's see how close.
Yeah, I love that. So that's Nottingham lace.
It's adorable.
Which is really hard to get hold of now.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, again, gel plate paper, and then again, it's just a tiny weeny one. That's again, it's bound. It went through the whole process all over again. So again, it's utterly usable.
Yep.
But that's kind of one you can slip into your handbag or your purse or whatever. So yeah.
And this is matching.
Yep. And all matches
perfectly in its little place. It's adorable.
So yeah. And I think, is there fabric on the inside of that? I can't remember. It's on the inside of the place.
It feels just like a mat board.
Just the mat board, yeah.
Yes. Lenine wants to know if you order more than one item. Yes, I will combine shipping, unless the only thing would be if you wanted one from the UK and one from US, because then we would have to, but yeah. And for your information, if you're in the US and there is one of the picture or projects that Jenny puts up from the UK, you're absolutely welcome to buy it, but you'll have to pay the shipping. So, just think about that. We can give you an estimate, or we should put how much they weigh, and then people could do that themselves if they wanted, but we can get you an estimate. So yeah. Okay.
It's trying to be fair to everybody, both sides of the pond, really, and across anywhere else, sort of Canada and Europe and whatever. But it's a tricky thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 4.
Number 4. Okay. Look at this one. Jenny's favorite color, right? Is it purple?
I go through color phases. At the moment, I really like red and green.
Okay.
I love that purple.
That is so pretty. And this is like that foam, right?
The sculpture physics foam, the sculpture foam.
It's so cool
shape. So it looks really delicate,
but
it's not going anywhere.
It's not.
You can squish it and it comes back to life. Here's Larry, that one.
It's been around the block, but
bless its heart.
Yeah, very pretty.
And that's we did some cork. We did a collaboration with somebody with cork.
Yeah, it was Expo or a Bellagio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's a cork cover. But then I kind of worked on it.
Yeah,
a
you
little.
outlined it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So
I got
pretty.
Miziana vibes actually on that, because I love what Miziana does when she does her whole black and white. And yeah, absolutely gorgeous. So yes. So
yeah.
yeah.
Is this the notebook also? I think so.
It is, yeah.
Let's combine it with the, Yep, same
Yeah.
size. That's the notebook. So guys, if you have this die, you could make one, or just get Jenny's, because it's amazing. And you can see it's got layers of paper, and I don't know what that is, but it's cool, like a metallic coppery color. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway,
that's a challenge to see. I tend not to be able to stick to simple.
Yeah, that's kind of an understatement.
There's usually layers involved, but I have a way of putting things over the top.
Yes, you do. That is exactly right, which people love, because, I mean, you could get 10 ideas from looking at this. And if you owned it, oh, hey, Catherine, glad you're here. All right, who else is here? All right, I think there's nobody new here.
We've got Miziana there as well.
Miziana's back, and she said she was just in how do you say it? Murano?
Well, Miziana looks like she's done Europe.
Yes, in like 10 days. I know. But how do you say that word? Murano? Is
Murano.
it? Oh.
Murano.
Murano. Okay.
Murano.
Okay.
Sorry to everybody who's Italian.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm trying desperately to learn, but it's...
Well, yeah. I know you want to go back there.
Oh, desperately. Okay, right. So this one's passport notebook. Yes. It's the passport book, which we all know and love. But this one's an older one, and it was created as a Thanksgiving planner.
Yeah.
So
cute.
Yeah, so that again, I created what went on the front. Now this has got more of a terracita feel to it.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, because I created the paper that went on the front and the back, or the painting and stuff. So that's your dies that I drew around, and painted and coloured in, and just layer after layer after layer, basically.
So pretty.
There you go, Murano.
Murano. Okay, got it. Wait, let me. In case anybody wants to know, she knows. She was just there. All right, got it.
So yeah, that was all done with and then inside, the idea it was done around Thanksgiving time. So the idea was that it was kind of something of a planner.
Yeah.
So there's different places to write notes, and all the different tabs on there,
recipes,
and just different places to keep organized and work out who's doing what, when, where, and how. Just places to write things down. And then these are like little photo mats,
dashboards.
So they can come out, and the idea is you can pop photos in there. So and all of it's on elastic. So again, you can pull those notebooks in and out, so that you can then kind of add bits and pieces too. So the little photo mats that are in there.
Yep.
And the notebooks, so that you can pull them out and you can actually work on them. It doesn't have to be Thanksgiving, by the way.
No, it could be anytime.
And so there was a pencil in there.
I was going to say, wait a minute, let me get one.
There was one, but I don't know where it is. In fairness, it's been round the block a while.
Right, but
it's held up.
Well, I'd have to sharpen it a little, but this would work.
It would.
Sharpen it down. Okay, I will do
that. Okay, that's cool.
Stab yourself. So
and it even coordinates. I mean, wow.
It does, of course.
That's impressive.
Because it's a good color. Yeah. And that matches. All right. I will sharpen it so it fits in there. Okay.
Cool.
All right.
So so that one's but there was a little note thingy on the back, I think, as well. But yeah. So
oh yeah, this piece here. Yes.
Yeah, so that's a kind of a flip bit at the back, just so you can.
Yeah, so if you go shopping, You know what?
And you can tear things off there as well. So yeah.
Get your turkey.
Absolutely. Gosh,
All right.
that's a while away yet. We need summer first.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, we need summer.
Jenny said it's like 50 degrees where she is.
Yeah, it's
freezing cold.
Yeah, it is, and chucking it down with rain. It's joyous. Okay, this takes us way back.
Yes.
So this is 2017.
Wow.
My first CHA.
Oh, really? Yes.
This was the first CHA. So the story is, this was the first one that was in Phoenix, Arizona. And Eileen had the genius plan of driving and hauling Scotty from Virginia to Arizona.
That was insane.
And it was insane. It was also scary as well, because it was not a fun journey, was it?
No, it was not. I had blizzard, an ice storm. Yeah, it was not.
Yeah,
good.
People in the UK won't realise that. I mean, we know America's big, but you don't realise that you go from being in temperate climate to going over mountains which are snow and ice covered, and then into valleys which are boiling hot. Yeah. And you drove the whole thing and parked Scotty on the show floor, got permission to park Scotty on the show floor. So you and Karen and Susie were kind of manning Scotty.
Yeah, that's right.
And I was over on the
demoing.
Demoing the fury out of the journal, because it was your very first full journal, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, there was one other one that had been a couple of years before, but yeah.
But this was the one.
It kind of got things going with the traveler's notebooks and the, journaling trend that we have now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was it. Yeah. So how is that like
that's stenciled? That's stenciled. So I painted the background.
Okay.
At the time, I was making a lot of canvases and work. So yeah, that was all painted in the background. I actually painted the paper. I seem to remember I created my painted paper using, again, I used actually I didn't use a gel plate with that one. I went directly onto the paper and then stenciled over the top of it, then laid it onto the mat board, then created it, ran it through the die. Yeah. So do we bid within the photo album section, not on the Facebook page? Yeah, you go on to the photo album.
Yeah, in the album. Yeah.
And you go on to each photo and you bid in the comments section of the photo. Yeah. So that way we know where it is. So yeah, and then there's there's a crackle glazed embossed. That's actually a Wendy Vecchi stamp. It's still one of my favourites today.
That's beautiful.
And that was a technique that Wendy taught about using paste and stamping into the paste to create the crackle look, and rubbing crayon into it to emphasize that. So yeah, that was a whole process in itself, that one.
That's very cool.
So yeah, and I can't remember what's inside this.
This one is like a planner.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
So you can keep track of what you're doing. If you had water, if you exercise, whatever it is, your checklist,
And I seem to remember I added no dates to any of this.
Right.
So it didn't matter when it was that it was used.
Yeah.
Which is just as well.
Yeah.
All these years later.
Good thing.
So yeah, full planner.
Quote of the day. That's a cool idea. And then the last one is papers. So you can add whatever you want in.
Adding photos, I think that's Tim Holt's paper from back in the day.
It's pretty.
And
I love that one.
So you could take that paper out. I think I bound it, but you could always take it out and use it and then add something else in the back, whichever you wanted. But I hand bound. So there's 3 in there.
Yeah.
Secured with elastic that you can slip out so that you can use them exactly the same way you would with the traveler's notebook.
Yeah, if you wanted to keep it on your desk or take it with you and go, and you didn't want to bring the whole thing. Yeah.
And from memory, these will fit with Midori size.
Yes.
Notebooks.
Yeah.
You were smart.
Well,
figured it out so that
it's
would
a cool
work.
size. I mean, it's just neat.
It's still a classic, that one.
It
An
is.
absolute classic.
Yes.
So yeah.
Fun. Okay. Yes. Now tell us about this.
Okay, so that's your post box.
Yes.
But I used felt.
Yep.
And not just felt, I then also used tissue onto it, and then I stitched onto it.
Oh yeah.
And then I used I kind of decoupaged and collaged onto it. And yeah, those are all French knots. And yes, I did sew them all by hand.
You're insane. I mean, I like French knot. Look at that lace too. Did you dye the lace? That's beautiful.
Yes. No, that was grey lace. No, some of the lace I do dye now, but no, that's grey lace that I used with the button in it so that it actually does open.
Yes, I figured out the trick to it because I was like, how do you open this thing? I know I have at one point. Grab it from the top.
Yeah.
But it's really stiff and sturdy. And then is that like craft tex inside? What is that?
That is faux leather.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Elizabeth Robinson, who's on the team, got a bunch of faux leather. So we'd got some grey and we'd got some brown. So I've lined it so that it's not just the felt. It's actually the really strong. That one is, do you remember the Kunin felt that was the really strong stuff?
Yes, I love that stuff.
Yeah. The really gorgeous stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a little pouch.
That took you a week to make.
Actually, that took a little longer because I had to do all the stitching and the bits and pieces that went. Yeah, it was. But I thought I'd add something in there that was just a little different.
Yeah, it's cool.
And
it looks Christmassy, but it doesn't have to be. I like that it
could just be winter or whatever. Yeah, but it's the kind of thing where you can just
it's adorable.
Bits and pieces in there. I don't know. It's just useful. I always love your little post box. I love all of your dies, but the little post box was just great for popping bits and pieces in and all great.
It's
all
adorable. Oh boy. All right. Now, next is this is another
notebook.
Another notebook,
So if you miss out on the first one, mind you, as I said, we've got time to bid. It's similar to the first one. But again, now with that one, that took some doing because that cover is not just collage paper, that's stitched.
Yeah, I see.
So that is strips of paper and fabric and lace, and I have stitched it all.
Wow.
Much in the same way that I did with the
big
the full-size journal you've now got. And
that's been a cool signature move of yours. And combining it with the lace, it's so pretty.
I love doing that. Absolutely. It's one of my favorite techniques.
It's so pretty.
So, yeah.
Oh, even that. Yeah.
So, yeah, it all gets stitched and you have to create that piece as one and then bind the book covers.
Yeah, wow.
And then cover those bound book covers.
Yeah, that's
before you then insert the stitched text block. And then that paper is gel printed paper. Again, I've used paint on it. And yeah. That's me. I created that again.
Cool.
I had a gel printing session. And then I've got a feeling there's a whole mix of papers in there.
Yeah, there are. There's
all sorts of different
loose leaf, tea dyed, index card, grid, which I love. Yeah.
I just went through and did a mix of different sizes and bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Just so it mixed it up a little. But they're all stitched together. It's all hand stitched. I treat even the smaller bits and the larger bits and fabric bits as well sometimes when I use them in exactly the same way. So they're created into signatures and then stitched into a block. So they won't come out unless you cut them out, basically.
Beautiful.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right, we have just 2 more. All right, here's another journal.
So yeah, that's the second of the 2017 journals. So similar to the yellow one.
That's cool.
But yeah, there's an embossed leaf on the back, and just, yeah, I played around with craft paper and adding white bits to it and stamping.
This one.
Yeah, this one's, yeah, we went, so there was a big thing. I know this still is a huge thing on junk journals, but junk journals was new to us as a team at the time.
Right.
And and those are all proper vintage pages. I mean, there's music paper in there that goes back to the early 1900s, late 1800s.
It's old.
It is old. Yeah. Hence the reason why there is washi tape on quite a lot of it.
Good idea.
Because some of that was done with really antique paper. And then I stitched. I did a lot of stitching in this one.
Yes, you did. And they come with tags.
Because you were doing your stitching dies and bits and pieces. And yeah.
Yeah, look at this.
Just little bits and pieces that were included that kind of went along with the whole floral theme. So yeah, that's more of a junk journal, but I think it's still more of a usable junk journal in the sense that, you know, you can.
There's tags and pockets where you can put things.
There are, and never be afraid to layer over the top of written on paper.
Yeah.
I know I'm doing that now with the junk journal July. I'm going in and doing. Yep, that was your house
pocket.
Little house pocket. I love that.
Yes, that was cute.
So yeah, that's in a paper bag.
Yeah, paper bag.
Yeah, and just tuck spots and little tuck spots, and all sorts of bits and pieces in there, and tags and things.
That's pretty.
So yeah, it was all a whole mix of stuff, but that truly is way more vintage.
Yeah. Very pretty.
No, Mitsiana, you're not the only one. I love the smell of old books as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something special about them. So yeah, that one's more kind of heirloom type thing, I guess you'd say. That's a real treasure. But you know, considering it's 2017.
Yeah. And it's still good. I mean,
it's like looks like when I made it. So yeah, it's all still there.
It holds up.
It does.
Okay. Yes. All right. And now we have the last item. And what are we calling this?
So this is kind of an heirloom collection. So this is all about, there's a set of 3 things here. And they are so there's the photo case, which is meant for, you can change out photos, you can slip. Now I seem to remember you can slip photos into that, but you can hold photos in that card case, you know, the special ones.
Right.
And you can,
It holds 4 by 6, yeah.
Absolutely. And then documents, you know, like like old birth certificates and marriage certificates, you know, your family history stuff, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the idea with all of this, was it was for holding special family treasures and memories, that kind of thing. And then, there's the trinket box that goes with it that you can put
your family jewels.
Put your family jewels in. Keep your special items in. And I've got a feeling that I lined that box as well, didn't I?
Yeah, it's like, it feels like a chamois or like a like a leather, or like suede maybe.
Yeah, it's faux suede in there, so that it's properly lined, so that anything that goes in there is kept safe.
Yeah.
So there's all manner of bits and pieces in there.
Yeah, and they come with it, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So bits and pieces of jewelry. Now you can take those out and you can then use those as part of your own Yes, it does come with the jewellery.
Yes.
And that's come all the way from England. And it's not my family heirlooms, I will hasten to add.
Well, that's good.
But
So
you can use those as in other projects.
Oh
and
yeah, or even
just
a prop when you take a photo. It's pretty to lay
exactly.
pearls, you know.
Yeah, all good.
In fact, you did that on one of them, and I was trying to edit it out because I was trying to get the edge of it. I couldn't do it, but.
So yeah, that's all about family history and kind of like a dressing table type set,
Yes.
just holding bits and pieces and displaying things.
Yeah. Or on your desk. I mean, you could do paper clips in there. You could do anything, Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's once it's sold, it's up to you. But yes, so again, all that took quite some time to put together because everything got painted and dyed and glued and
it's beautiful.
Yeah, so hence the reason, but that seems right to be as a collection.
Yes.
So that's a whole
and
set. That's the reason.
This is actually an easel stand on the back.
That's right, yeah. So it will stand up properly.
Yeah.
So,
or you could lay it flat.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah.
Yes. So these I know. Isn't it beautiful? I'm going to bring some of the others back and lay them out so everybody can see and remember which one. So guys, what's your favorite? Does anybody have a favorite or you like them all? I do.
I had to twist your arm just a little, didn't I?
You did. She did. I didn't want to. I mean, I like the idea of it, but then it's like, well, wait a minute. I'm not going to have my little friends with me on the road. What am I going to do?
And in fact, Eileen's lost some.
I found, you know what? I don't think I sent you all the photos. I feel so stupid. I took them, but I don't know why I didn't send them or if, I don't know. Anyway.
So
where this came from. Okay, Leslie says she can't pick a favorite. I get that. What a wonderful collection of art. Barbara. Where's Barbara's? Oh, it moved. Okay. These are just so pretty.
Oh, Leslie has some for 3 stars for bidding.
Oh, wait. What did she say? Oh,
Leslie has some with 3 stars, but she's not on which ones.
Right.
Juliana loves Christmas.
Yes.
Lisa's worried that people will outbid her. In fairness, so in the bidding, it goes up in stages of $1 increments. So we're kind of, again, we're not going wild on this. We're conscious of not trying to make them too expensive or whatever. But on the other hand, again, sort of, we are looking to try and raise some money as well. So
yeah.
So
right.
all good.
Well, I think.
So do you want me to show the UK ones?
Yes, show the UK ones. I'm going to put Jenny full screen.
Okay. So this is all last minute. So I'm just going to be able to hold up to the camera rather than panning down and whatever. But similar kind of sizes, and these are ones that I've got in the UK. I will take photos. I'll get those done. It's actually starting to go not dark, but well, it hasn't got light all day. But I'll take decent photos and we'll load them into the album, and we will do exactly the same thing. We'll get listed as quickly as we can. But these ones will be ones that I will mention that they're in the UK and they'll be listed in pounds. And if you're in the US and you want to bid on them, that's fine. Exactly the same as the other way round. And we'll just try and work out shipping. But it's just to give everybody a bit of a bite to the cherry. So the first one is another of the Christmas ones. So this one's a pocket notebook. So that one has got kind of it is a Tim Holtz bird on the front, but it's done with fabric and that's stitched with metallic embroidery thread, and it's got charms on the side of that one, and it's the usual. It's bound all hand bound.
Wow.
And that one that's just tea stained paper inside.
And what die is that one?
This is the pocket notebook.
Oh, okay.
This one.
Mhm.
So it's the
That's
pocket
like
notebook.
6
So
and 3 quarters by 3 and
so it's 11 centimeters by 17 centimeters, or 4 1/4 by 6 1/2 ish, or 6 3/4.
okay.
So that's that one. So these will all be pocket notebooks. So this is the next one, which has more of a manly feel to it. No, actually, it's not necessarily manly. Actually, it's got
It could be
noisy things on the side. But that was again real. I love your twist and style tool.
Yeah,
It's great. But what I did the twist and style.
Oh, with beads.
But then I had to sew the beads in.
Oh my Lord, Jenny.
So yeah, I sewed the beads in on because to twist, you can twist with beads if you're Eileen, but if you're Jenny, you just get a knot. So this has got I've twisted metal and sewn beads on the front, and there's a little metallic butterfly, and this is all rusted.
Yeah.
And this is all textured, all of this stuff, and it's painted. Everything's done, and it's kind of got a leather look to the.
Oh yeah, cool.
So faux leather. That's not real leather. That's faux leather.
That's
and
neat.
Again, it's bound with lace on the side.
Yeah.
And again,
that's a big one.
It's the same size as the others.
It just looks bigger. I don't know why.
Just the tea stained paper inside. So that's that one.
Cool.
So again, that's the pocket notebook. So more Murano. So this again, the Murano beads on the front there, the little hearts. I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah, these ones are precious to me, and I'm kind of reluctant to let them go, but again, got to try and be fair. This one I actually made for a class. So there's more of that lace on the front, the wedding lace.
Yes.
There's a little of that on the front of here with a key and the doorway and the stenciling, and trying to
beautiful.
You can see.
I like those colors too.
So and then this one's got this paper is from Venice. That's proper marbled Venetian paper on the inside on both covers. And then it's, again, just the tea stained paper on the inside on that one.
Oh.
So that's that one.
So
and then, this one. Now, this one's a little different. This one has a Sethapta look to it.
Yeah.
So Sethapta stamps.
Mm-hmm.
I created this for Craft Stamper. So this is an original. It went in Craft Stamper magazine because I used to be on the design. Well, I was on the design team for quite a while, and I would create projects and do all the write-ups for them and whatever. So this one's got it's not Sashko, but it's Bora stitching on it, and it's denim. So let's hold that up so you can see.
Linen, they're all hand bound,
right? All hand bound, yeah, all of them. So they've all got flexible spines. They all open up properly. You can see on there.
Yeah, look at that. With the
stamped. I coloured the fabric. I stamped on fabric. This is all. None of this is shop bought. This is all stuff that I've created, and then ripped and stitched. And this one has been bound by stitching into the signatures. So again, so again, these are all, it's 3 signatures, but they're all actually bound in.
Okay.
So everything is always bound.
Yeah.
So that, let me hold it that way, so that it will lie flat. When you come to use it, it will lie flat. So you can write on the page, and then bear with, because I've dropped, there's a bookmark that matches with that.
Cool.
Which has equally got So that's fabric and stitched and whatever, and little buttons in there and stuff. So yeah, that's
Neat.
so that goes inside. So that's that one. And then I've got two of the smaller books. So this one.
That's so pretty.
So everything's done. This is all textural. So that's,
Wow.
I've stamped and re-stamped and layered. And yes, I cut those little flowers out.
Oh, that is
And did
insane.
the dragonfly and stitched over a stencil dragonfly.
Cool.
And then that background is painted by me and sanded. And all done. So, and again, bound so it's flat, so it will lie flat. And then this has more of those, this has got tea stain paper in, but it's got more of that, the paper.
Yeah.
And if you notice, so that's the original paper. And it's what I was inspired for creating the cover. So the cover actually matches what's inside with all the papers on that. So that's a mix of graph paper, the squared paper, the tea stained paper, and the scrapbook paper in that one. So that's that one. This one, I embroidered this one. So this is fabric, and it's fabric that I coloured and stained and stamped on, and then I added lace.
Beautiful.
And then I added embroidery, and then I added beading. You see what now? Why? Yeah. So these things don't
take a week.
They don't take an afternoon. They take like some time. So then, and it's also stitched on the back as well.
Yeah, that's insane.
You can see there.
Wow.
As I can get.
I would have to frame that.
And then this is also, that's also bound as well, exactly the same way. And actually this paper is even older. It's slightly thicker, but it's a proper, I couldn't tell you what the weight is, because that's not tea stains, that's antique paper.
Oh, wow. Yeah, where do you get all your paper? I mean, are you just always looking around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically. So yeah, I salvage bits from places, and sometimes I've been gifted a couple of bits and pieces, but mainly I raid charity shops, and I just keep my eyes peeled for all sorts of stuff wherever I can. And then I know, Lisa, but it's kind of, and then the final thing is, so that you've got a fabric piece in the UK. So this, now I learned to do all of this from the lady on the other side of the camera. That's Eileen. So Eileen taught in the UK, and she taught us how to do all of this. So I used the notebook, and I made this out of felt, so it's all properly stitched. And then inside, you can see it's been lined with that suede fabric, and then there are pockets on either side. So you could use it as a cover for a notebook, was the intention. But equally, you could use that as a wallet. Holding things, or you could add your sewing ephemera inside, whatever, and put your needles on. It's that decent quality Cooning felt again. So that's all.
Karen was there.
Priest 2019. That's the one. So I did this after that, but utterly inspired by that. Wow. So those are the, I think there's 7 there, bits and pieces. So those are all UK based, and I will get photos of them done and get them over to Eileen as quickly as I can, so that we can list those as well. We kind of weren't going to do that. We were going to leave it until later, but it feels like the right thing to do to allow people to.
I mean, because we're running the auction, so we may as well, because you were going to do a separate one over there, but it's like, now we have the whole group, they can see everything and both can get whatever they want. So it just seems to make the most sense. So Yeah.
Well,
We'll
I've
see
had a
how
couple
it
of
goes.
people. I've had like Jane and a couple of others who've asked me sort of, are you doing things in the UK, please? So yeah, hopefully that will cover everybody.
Yeah,
So
and help everybody.
So it would be lovely if you could bid on them.
Yeah. Yes, it would.
And if not, and Eileen's kind of going, well, yeah, but then again, maybe don't.
Maybe she'll stay with me. No, I mean, the thing that I think, and I've been trying to do this in my life, is yes, I love it, but you know what? Another thing is going to come and take its place. That's going to be like further along in my creative process or whatever. So I'm trying not to hang on to stuff and just let it go through, and because when you let that go, more stuff fills you, and
yeah.
So, and sharing is just good. So
Karen, absolutely. Yes, you can make a donation if you just PayPal Eileen and just let her know. If she knows it's coming from you, that's really kind of you. Thank you.
Yes, that is.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
Karen was gifted one of mine some long while ago, but yeah, it was kind of needed back then.
Oh,
so
thanks, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, if anybody has any other questions, you can just you can put them under this video, and we will answer them. We'll be checking back, and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys all for coming. We're probably going to get more people coming after. That's why we did want to show the 3D, because somebody had said, Lynene said she wanted to see the inside. And I get it, because, I mean, the hard thing is, and it's even when you're designing packaging for dies, it's a 3D project and you have a 2D photo and you just can't show what is inside. And I think you guys saw there's cool stuff inside. So, oh, Karen. That's nice. Okay, Barbara said, we are raising funds for Gilda's Place, Chicago, which is kind of a charity that is close to the team's heart. Oh, thanks, Lynene. Hey, Helen. Okay, Helen, we just showed all of the auction items, so you might want to go back and watch this, and we'll be checking in during the week. We'll be kind of reminding you, hey, time is moving here. Anybody interested? I think what I was going to do is kind of feature some photos of single things, or maybe do flip through videos, just, thumbing through to show people. So anyway, just some thoughts, and any ideas that you guys have. If there's a way we could do it better, just let us know, because we're, it's a work in progress. So, oh yes, Lynene, thank you. Okay. Yes, it does, Karen. That's very nice. So, all right, Jenny, do you have anything else?
I think that's it, to be honest. So yeah, we'll get these others listed, and yeah. So you just, as a reminder, you go to the album that's the auction album that's on Eileen's Facebook page, which is in her photos section.
Yeah.
And you call up the photo, or you flick along to the photo of the project that you want. Look at comments and look at the newest comments, and you'll find out who's bid the most. Because if you just call up comments, you tend to get most relevant, and then you can't see who's going to, maybe who else has bid before you. There's a minimum starting bid, and then after that, you kind of go up in $1 increments, or however you want to do. Yeah, so you've got until, thank you, Leslie, you've got until the 29th to put in your bid.
That's a week.
Yeah, so yeah, we thought a week was long enough to allow everybody, because we know it's a Saturday. There's a lot of people who are out and doing stuff.
Yeah.
So it's fair to let those who can't get here at this point to be able to see things, go through the replay, have a look. we'll get these other ones listed as quickly as possible so they can go on, so that if there's people in the UK that want to bid on those, then that's great. And and it closes on the 29th, and then we'll be asking for payment straight after that. Again, all of this is listed with the photos, and then once you've paid Eileen via PayPal, then those will get shipped out to you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
good.
As a crescendo before we move on to the end of the month.
Yeah, which
I know people don't like us teasing. There's something really exciting coming in, but there is something really exciting coming in.
There is.
Sorry.
Leslie says, will I send a PayPal bill? That's a good idea. I can send an invoice. Yeah. Yeah, that'll have the shipping in it. And then when you pay, then I'll have a label I can print right off. And yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. Good plan, Leslie. Thank you. Oh, that's nice, Lenine. She'll be sharing in her local private group here. Yeah. And that, really, that's cool if you guys can share this, because the more people we have bidding, the more opportunity for people to see what we do and contribute to the cause, and just, be part of the group. Maybe, who knows, that somebody might come to our group from that. And we want all the good people. We already have them, but we could take on some more. So yeah, please feel free to share this link to the video. And I think it's kind of unique. I haven't seen one like this that works kind of what we're doing. I mean, Jenny saw an idea somewhere, and we're kind of doing it, but now we added more. So we have 2 countries, we have to make it our own. And share to your personal page too. Oh, yeah, good idea. Yeah, because these are great gifts. I mean, if there's like the person you never know what to get for, this is unique. You can't get more unique than this. This is perfectly, totally handmade. So.
And once I've done something, that's it. I don't do it again.
Never go back.
No.
Moving on.
They're one of a kind.
Well, that's true. So are you, Jenny. You're amazing. And happy birthday, by the way. So
thank you. And thank you to everybody for all those lovely wishes as well. That was really kind. Thank you, Leslie.
Okay, Leslie has some. All right, that's a good idea. People
that I think Leslie's hanging on to one of them.
Probably.
Cool. Okay.
Right.
Thank you, Eileen, for organising.
Oh, sure.
Really, really appreciate it. So
you did all the work.
But yeah, it's kind of, it would be lovely to be able to do this, and maybe if this works, it would be nice to have some others in the team share their stuff.
Oh yeah,
as well, because we've got an incredibly talented bunch of creatives and artists who work with you. So yeah. All
right. Well, you're a pioneer, Jenny. All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming. We will see you on Tuesday, and please go over and take a look at all of these. You've seen them, kind of 3D, and if you're interested, go ahead and take a chance. Okay. There may be some bidding wars. That would be interesting. We'll love seeing that. All right. Well, thanks so much for spending an hour of your Saturday with us. And thank you, Jenny, for all your hard work and for agreeing to do this. And we're lucky to have our group, I think, and our team and everybody. So take it easy, guys. We'll see you soon. All right.